Hi, welcome to Yoga Time Warriors Warrior Workshop. So we have various types of warrior movements. So we have Warrior 1, we have Warrior 2, we have Warrior 3, we have Reverse Warrior, Extended Side Warrior, and Revolved Warrior. There's quite a few of them. So we'll just cover off a few here so that you can understand more about the positioning you need to focus on when you're in. So a warrior position, you could have your back foot either slightly tilted in or parallel to the short edge of the mat. Sometimes when you're moving through the different aspects of the position, you may need to shuffle that foot to protect your pelvis and your knee. So if we focus on Warrior 1 for now, so we want the bend in the knee of the front leg, and that knee needs to be stacked over the ankle. Now it can be further behind and that's less dangerous. Too far ahead is more dangerous. And for those that have knee issues, what that does is it puts weight down into that foot and then creates tension in the knee. So in a warrior position, we have our arms up here or hands on the hips. So if the hands are on the hips, you can see here that the hips should be facing the front. The pelvis should be facing the front. So that is our Warrior 1. Now have a think about how deep you need to be in your warrior positioning. If you're just beginning, you're not deep. You're not sinking down here. Your legs aren't super wide. You don't need to be there. You can be right up here. You can have a slight bend in your knee. That is perfectly fine. When I give my newbies tips and I say, don't go too deep, that's exactly what I mean, that our choices are in the way you choose to be in a posture. There's always different levels, different ways you can modify without using any props at all. Moving on to Warrior 2 now. So if we get that leg positioning, that foot positioning, the foot inside the inner arch there of the back foot, the foot parallel there, we have our hips open and our pelvis parallel with the long edge of the mat. As we sink down, we draw in our lower abdominals, making sure that pelvis is keeping that alignment. We inhale to draw up through our spine, drawing our shoulder blades together and down the back. You can always do Warrior with hands on hips. Otherwise, Warrior 2 has the arms here, extended, goes past your front fingertips. And again, you do not need to be deep here. You do not need to be deep at all. You can be up here, you can be here, a mild version of Warrior 2. Focus on that pelvis alignment. Warrior 3 is completely different in that we are moving from this positioning into this positioning. So we start from here. So although it's part of a warrior series of movements, I intend to combine it with those ones because it requires different positioning. We have our hips forward, we have our leg back wherever is comfortable for you, hands on hips or arms extended, gaze to the front. So this here is more of a back bend. So if you think, again, you don't need to be deep here. You don't need to be deep in the legs, but we're moving, reaching our arm up overhead. We don't need to be super arched back at all. It can be simply reaching up, lengthening through the spine and contracting the muscles of the back. Extended side warrior, so as a lateral stretch. And you come down to here. Now you don't actually need to come down to there. You can be literally up here. You don't need to be deep again. Comes down with its various stages of that movement depending on your strength level. Now think about this. Again, we're open to the long edge of the mat. We're contracting those abdominals in to make sure that that pelvis stays in that alignment. Moving into revolved. Now, revolved is very challenging and it's really important to make sure you get it right. Otherwise, you are going to try and twist through the pelvis and you're wrenching it in a way that is not healthy. So I often shuffle that foot forward. It allows you then to turn your hips to the front so that they're square with the short edge of the mat. And then you can twist through the spine from there, so you're not twisting through the pelvis. There's various different manners again of how we're doing that posture, but you will find if you've given yourself the opportunity and the release here to be in the right position, you will be safe. Again, choosing whatever option is for you. Up here, nice and high, just twisting slightly. That twist, the deepness, it's all your choice. Hopefully that helps you have a slightly better understanding of what warrior is and all the different options there are for it.